Hey everyone, Coach Investor back to another Square video for today. So in today's video, let's discuss the state of the company. We're going to talk a bit about Square, Stripe, PayPal. We're going to touch a little bit on SoFi, but not so much because we're going to have another video for that. I think that's coming out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But in this video, let's talk about the state of Square as a company, because I think right now a lot of investors, myself included, our patience are running thin with expansions or maybe mergers and acquisitions of Square outside of the United States. The United States, I think everything is going pretty well for Square and Cash App, but outside of the United States, things don't really look that great. So we're going to talk about all of that in this video. Before I do so, I just want to thank everyone that has been subscribing lately. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button. And if you like these videos, leave it an early thumbs up, as it really helps me outgrow the channel and get my videos out there. I would also like to thank the Motley for sponsoring this video. Again, these are my views and my views only. The Motley is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You guys know I love finding new investing tools and resources to help me find the latest growth stock and innovative company. And right now I have a discount for one of my favorite services, the Full offers. Through the Motley Fool's stock advisor service, you get access to a ton of expert stock picks. Every month you'll get 2 picks that are aimed at growing your wealth and to help you realize your financial goals. Stock advisors' average stock picks have returned over 500%. If growing your money is something you'd like to do more this year, you can visit www.fool.com/couchinvestor or click on the link below for access to my special offer and decide if Stock Advisor is right for you. Now let's dive into this. Alright, maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but PayPal actually has a lot of companies under its name. One of those companies they acquired a couple of years ago, called Zettle, POS solution system, mostly used in Europe, has announced that they are actually going into the United States. So the United States is getting another POS player, and that's another competitor Square has to deal with. Now, another great company out there called Stripe has also launched a similar product Square's offering. They recently rolled out the Stripe reader that basically looks like the one Square has. But unlike Square, Stripe is actually a global company. Maybe it's not as visible as Square, but you've probably interacted with one or many businesses that are powered by Stripe. Now, I will probably make a separate video about Stripe explaining the whole company, because I believe this is going to be one of the biggest companies out there. And once it goes public, you can expect valuations to be above $100 billion. I talked a bit about Stripe with Dave Lee in one of our videos. If you haven't checked that out, it's going to be in the top right corner. But as of now, what you should know about Stripe is basically that Stripe is a payment infrastructure company, and actually some of the biggest companies out there use Stripe. Now let's circle back to Square. So Square and acquisitions, not that great. They acquired, I believe, Caviar a couple of years ago, sold it again, was a huge failure. Last year, they acquired a company called Verse, a Spanish P2P payment app. If you are Spanish and you're watching this video, please let me know down in the comments below if you ever heard of that company. And if you did, are you using it? Is it big? Is it popular? Because from the Spanish people I know, nobody heard about it. Nobody is using it. So again, this is a weird acquisition from Square. They also missed out on some great acquisitions such as Galileo. If you know, SoFi acquired that company. We're going to talk about SoFi tomorrow. And another company called Marqeta. Again, they should have bought one of those companies, at least. That would have made much more sense than a company like Tidal, for example. But we already talked about Tidal before, and maybe that can work out in the future. All right, so going back to the acquisitions, I've tweeted about this on my Twitter. I think Square should have bought a company like Revolut. If you're a European, maybe even the United States, you probably know what Revolut is. It's a pretty big player right now in the fintech industry. Obviously, right now, I don't see Square buying Revolut because their valuation, I think, is above $20 billion. I don't think Square has the cash to buy this. And I also don't see the CEO actually selling this company as of today. So yes, I'm pretty bearish on Square maybe having some market share in Europe, because I believe they're a bit late to the party. It's a pretty saturated market right now. But there are other markets where they might maybe have more success, such as Latin America. I think those areas are pretty unbanked, and the people there are actually begging to get disrupted. Obviously, the country, maybe the major banks, don't want a player like Square or PayPal or SoFi to enter those markets. But again, who's asking them? So you have two big markets. We're going to talk about Africa in just a bit. Europe, Latin America. Why hasn't Square done anything in those two markets? I don't know. Maybe Jack is busy dreaming about marrying Bitcoin or whatever. I don't know what he's doing. But if I'm a Square or a Twitter shareholder, my patience is probably running very thin, because when hearing the CEO of Square and Twitter say that Bitcoin is the most important thing he has to work on in his lifetime, you will start and ask a couple of questions. I'm a shareholder of Square, not of Twitter, but if I could, I would have voted him out a long time ago.
Obama.
Now don't get me wrong, Square and Cash App are doing incredible things in the United States. They're growing super fast, they're acquiring customers for only $5, that's from their last earnings report, which is incredible. But the United States is the United States. A company like Square should have aspirations to go globally. Yes, we know they are available a bit in Australia, maybe a bit in Japan, starting out in Ireland, etc. But we're in 2021, why hasn't Square already expanded to Europe, Latin America? And no, I don't think COVID can be used as an excuse here. Now, going back to the Africa point, we all know Jack wants to spend time in Africa. But again, I fear he's going to waste shareholders' time by going to Africa and just talk about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. Yes, I know crypto, Bitcoin and Square Cash App, maybe his vision of whatever he wants to build, maybe might go hand in hand. But if I'm the CEO of Square and I want to enter the African market, I would maybe first work on integrating Square and Cash App into the African market and then maybe talk about Bitcoin and crypto. Because let's not forget, he's the CEO of a publicly traded company. He needs to do what's best for the company, but also what's good for the shareholders. Imagine if Elon Musk suddenly says, oh, Dogecoin is probably the most important thing I have to do in my lifetime. Let me forget about Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, and whatever. This isn't going to sit well with shareholders. And lastly, which is again a point I made in a previous video, if Jack really wanted to jumpstart a global payment network, he could leverage the close to 200 million daily active users on Twitter and connect it to Cash App, for example. But then again, maybe he's too busy thinking about Bitcoin or whatever he's doing out there. I don't know. Also, something very strange. I don't know why he doesn't want to put other cryptocurrencies on Cash App. Yes, one of the reasons might be he's a Bitcoin maximalist, etc. blah. But did he forget that he sold his first tweet as an NFT? Last time I checked, NFTs are maybe Ethereum linked. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. But overall, I know this video might be a bit bearish. I still hold Square. It's still my second biggest position, but my patience is running thin with Jack as CEO. I love the CFO, but Jack as CEO, if I were a Twitter shareholder, I would have sold my shares a long time ago. Yes, now they're doing some better things. I've talked about Twitter also. If you want to check out that video, it's going to be top right corner. But really, Square needs to do much better, because the other players in the fintech industry aren't sleeping or thinking about Bitcoin or crypto each and every day. They are thinking about taking market share from their competitors. So let me know down in the comments below what you think about the state of Square right now. Is your patience also running thin? Let me know down in the comments below. And that will be it for this video. If you liked it, consider leaving a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button. And as always guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.